numbers in your pocket. I remember when you used to throw those things away. Why do you wanna keep in touch now? Who gave you a reason to act so shady? Baby, you can call me anytime. Anything you needed, I would give it to you. Ooh, that's how much I care for you. Wanna act now, never call me back now. Turning off your cell phone, you know that ain't cool. Yes, I don't understand, baby. It's a shame we gotta go through this. We can't even talk, girl. We don't even kiss. I never would have thought we'd be breaking up like this, but it's over now. It's over now.
You think that I don't know what's going on?
What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Dawn Experience Radio Show with this lovely host, Dawnyelle Butler. She'll be coming into the building soon. But right now, rocking the music break with yours truly, the messenger DJProphett. Black Magic, I see you.
That's how much I care for you, baby. Oh, I don't
Coming into the building. Coming into the building. It's the Queen.
I just can't keep on going. I'm falling in love with you.
All right, we got to bring her theme music in.
That's right.
Once again, I welcome you here to the Dawn Experience Radio Show. A little bit different tonight. We got a little bit of everything for you. Making her way into the building, just got off the plane from Cambodia, doing the tour. We welcome into the building our beautiful host for the evening, the lovely Dawnyelle Butler is coming in.
Music Radio proudly presents the Welcome to the Dawn Experience. With its lovely host, Miss Dawnyelle Butler.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning into
The Dawn Experience.
Oh, you did it again, man! It's a new year.
2021, and she
right.
still can't get her own theme song right.
You'll never be the same.
New year.
We gonna work on you.
Same mistakes
We gonna work on you.
Anyway,
I understand you got jet lag.
Yeah, you having me coming in from Cambodia. Why would I be in Cambodia?
It's better than some of the other places right now.
I'm not traveling anywhere right now. No, thank you. I'm staying safe at home.
Well, say hello to your guest.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning into the Dawn Experience. I'm your host, Dawnyelle. Tonight's show can best be described using 3 words. Maybe 4. I am over it. Aren't you over it? I know I am. So, I want everyone to sit back, relax, grab your favorite glass of wine or beverage so that we all can enjoy the experience. What's in the glass this week? Can you guess what's in the glass this week?
We're going to put something in that glass so you get your theme song right.
This week, a lot of ice. A lot of ice to cool me down. Anyway, I'm so happy to be back. It's a new year. Happy New Year to all of you. This is our first show for the new year. Can I get some sound effects? Woo!
You just gave yourself some.
So tonight, as usual, I'm going to have guest interviews with Steve Manderson, Valerie Butler-Vini, Haru, and DJProphett is also going to give his point of view this evening, aren't you?
I think so.
Just to prepare y'all, he's really long-winded. He's more long-winded than I am. But anyway, let's get on to tonight's topic. 2021, the aftermath of 2020. Let's see. Is our first caller going to answer on the first ring, or the second ring, or the third ring? Or are they still back in 2020 waiting for us? I think they're still back in 2020 waiting for us. Oh.
Hello?
Good evening. Hi. Is this Mr. John?
Hi, I told him to answer the phone for me.
Oh, does he want to talk to us? We're live on the air.
Oh, wonderful. No. he doesn't want to talk.
Tell him he was live on the air when he answered the phone. Well, hello, Joette. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. I came upstairs to get a chocolate bar for the both of us. So I told him to
that's so nice.
grab the phone.
Oh, that's
So how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I haven't heard much from you since this new impeachment that's going on.
Oh, I know. Isn't it wonderful?
So I'm going to jump right into the topic so you and Mr. John can have that chocolate bar. Because it's waiting for you guys. Okay, so our topic for tonight is 20.
2020.
No, it's 2021, the aftermath of 2020. So,
okay.
You know, we've gone into a new year, but it seems like the old year has just kind of continued into the next year. So, how were you coping with the aftermath of 2020?
Well, the aftermath is the better of the latter.
Okay.
2020 was the setup for 2021. So everybody needs to be in a position, okay, mentally, physically, and spiritually, okay, staying focused on the prize, because God is getting ready to do a new thing.
Okay.
And if you're not ready, you're going to miss it.
You're going to miss it.
It don't matter if your bill's behind. It don't matter if you in debt. It don't matter if you in the process of losing a home. It doesn't matter if you're in the process of having problems in your relationship. It doesn't matter if your kids are acting out. It doesn't matter where you are. Just hold on and don't give up.
It's coming.
And just tell God, I don't understand it. I can't turn it around. But He's going to do it for you. And that's all He's waiting for you to do, is to release it to Him.
Release it to Him.
And stand. And watch Him come, show up, and act out. New contracts are going to come out. And people are going to get trained to do stuff that they don't even have the experience for. That's going to lead them to good paying jobs.
So you see a lot of new opportunities.
People going to get houses that they never thought that they could get before. Okay?
Okay.
People going to be blessed financially.
Well.
In ways that they never thought.
Well.
People are going to give you stuff that you don't know why they're giving it to you. It's going to be a shift and a change.
In the atmosphere.
And you just have to stand and thank him.
And
you should be shouting and crying and praising his holy name right now. And I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And it's going to be even more awesome than the things that he has done for me. I've lost my house when the market crashed back in 2008.
Okay.
And everything that I lost, he's giving it back to me tenfold. So I know what he can do. I know what it's like to be out of work. And I'm walking downtown with my resume because me and this beautiful lady that's hosting this show was staying with her aunt. And I was in one place, in another place, but I wanted to get my family back together. And I said, Lord, I need a job. I go into a building downtown to leave my resume. And the lady said to me, she said, I have a friend that's looking for an administrative person. Would you be interested in that? And I said, yes. She said, well, go there Monday morning. And I went. And I got the job.
Amen.
And it was a good paying job. So I know what he'll do. He will give you stuff that you don't even know. He is setting you up for everything that you can possibly think and imagine. And the other thing that I want to say, I don't care if you got $5 in your pocket. He has showed all black and brown people that you have the power to change the dynamics of this whole country. You just did it. You just put that man out of office. So don't ever think that you're not powerful. And don't let anybody tell you that you're not powerful. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I'm going to go eat my chocolate bar.
Okay. I want to thank you so much for coming on and giving your testimony of 2021, the aftermath of 2020.
All right.
I don't like to say goodbye, so I'll just say at the Dawn Experience Radio Show, we will see you soon. Peace and blessings.
Okay.
Peace and blessings.
All right. I love you.
Love you too.
And I love my son-in-law. And I love all my sisters and brothers in Christ. Good night.
Good night. I'm sorry. I have to take a couple sips right now.
Let's rock the relevant.
I don't think there's anything left to talk about. Is there? Everyone out there watching on Twitch TV, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, Mixcloud. I think she covered everything. But yes, if you didn't know, yes, that's my mother. I love her so much. I love you, Mommy. She said she wanted to come on the show because she had some things she wanted to say, and she had a lot to say.
And she said it.
Didn't she, DJ Prophet?
Oh, yeah.
I think she summed it up, yeah.
Gotta let go, let loose, let go.
Yeah, let go, yeah. I felt like I was having church.
Well, you know what they say, where 1 or 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, we're in his midst, there he is also. Let's see, me, you, that's 2.
I'm trying
her
to get
makes 3.
back because I'm a little discombobulated right now. So back to what's going on. All right,
that jet lag.
Rocking the relevant. Come on, rocking the relevant.
All right, let's rock the relevant.
Rocking the relevant. Don't I have some theme music for Rockin' the Relevant?
Nah, just go ahead with it.
All right, so if you haven't heard, Sex and the City, which is actually going to come back with a new name and new cast, minus the lovely Kim Cattrall. Yes, Kim Cattrall will not be joining the cast for a reunion, okay? It's going to be airing on HBO Max. And I'm excited about it, but I'm really sad that Kim is not going to be joining them. Right now, Kim is working on a lot of other projects, and it really didn't fit into her schedule. I don't know if you remember, like, back in 2017, they had a little beef, but I'm hoping that she will make some kind of surprise appearance because she was a big part of Sex and the City. So, I love the show. I love the cast. I'm just really hoping they step it up a little bit because if it's going to be present day in New York, we need to see some people of color up there. Don't you think, DJ Prophet?
There's people of color up there.
We need to see a little bit more diversity, I think. Yeah. But I think it'll be interesting to see they're all in their 50s. So, of course, they're not going to have the same crushes, and life is going to be very different for them. Now, something that I kind of noticed even before I read about it. So, Nancy Pelosi, yes, my girl Nancy. How ironic it is that she wore the same black outfit for both impeachments for Trump. Okay?
I think that's a coincidence.
I don't think that's a coincidence. She's wearing the same black outfit. And look, she's smiling in the last picture.
Think she knows something?
I think she knows something. So, and last but not least,
Uh-oh.
Lady Gaga is going to sing the national anthem at Joe Biden and Kamala Harris' inauguration. I'm excited about that because we all know Lady Gaga transforms, and I'm excited to see her transform. But I'm also concerned about everyone's protection. I personally think they should have it in an undisclosed location, not at the Capitol. That's just my personal opinion.
Tell them you're going to be at one spot and be at another.
And I really hope the Obamas do not attend, because if something jumps off, we're going to have a problem.
We already got a problem.
We're going to have a problem. So let's keep them all lifted in prayer because they're going to need it. And that's been another episode of Rockin' the Relevant. Now I want you to stay tuned for a music break with DJProphett, and I'll be back with more interviews.
All right, let's go. 2021.
Fine. So, had a dream last night that the world felt tonight, but your madness, it kept on. Guess I wasn't too bright, and I really wasn't learning. Should have seen it all along. All those sweet kisses, yeah, and those sweet red roses, yeah, they convinced me it was you. I I made you exclusive. Now it's so unpolluted that you wasn't doing it too. If you could have been put your face around, I would have been fine. Then I would have been too. I guess I would have had to do.
Russ, I see you. Carrie, I see you. My brother George, what's good? Same to you, George. I'll let her know.
She can get me up when it's down. I'm going. Put a little music in my day. Wouldn't be surprised if my love keeps growing. Every minute that she stays away, I would kiss the ground she walks on. 'Cause it's my word she'll obey now. Ain't no woman like the one I got. When I kiss the ground she walks on. Make her happy, let's take the life. She really all night, can't sleep, too hurt, too weak, gotta call her. Dial that number, no one answers till I do a call. If by chance you let me come over, out on the street, I wanna see you, baby. And if by chance you let me just hold you, down on my knees, I wanna please you, baby. I feel right, this another. She said, sugar, honey, darling, I really wanna see you too. It's just that someone's over, baby, I really wanna be with you. But if I chance you let me just hold you, I'm calling her free, I wanna see you, baby. When it came, you said you wouldn't be here. And you hold the key. love strain. Sometimes heartstrings can be broken, but you just have to know that's the way it goes on love strain.
You never try me, always still right by me. Make living lively, highly spoken of. My only love, the only one. You're my wifey, make my life complete, sweet. But you know when the flip is street freak, but only when it comes to me. See, that's why you're my wifey.
How can I love somebody else if I can't love myself enough to know when it's time to let go? Sing.
Boy, haven't you noticed the gleam in my eye? 'Cause of you, I'm a little hypnotized. But every time you're with me, I feel so positive that with a little love, something's got to give. A full moon is waiting in the twilight. Maybe soon you will come to be my night. Here we are, hoping that we never part. Stay with me, baby, won't you be my
Put on my best. Can't believe that she said yes. If she's impressed, this could be the start of my happiness. She's so fly, intelligent, and she don't get high. Lord, you should see her thighs. It's enough to make any grown man. Most girls don't even bother, but the way she fills out her pants, said thank you note to her father. Ayo, free, you understand? She's too high now. The girl is too high. She's too high.
You have to grab the back of your neck to make you listen to me. You have to see me flashing it down, or waving my rolling star. Yeah, baby, can I get a hit of you? What's up, come on, I like the touch. I got to figure out if you're down, 'cause I got to get it. You won't forget it. Kiss you under your navel, I'll go where he won't go. I got to hit, got to get. Let me hit, I kiss the lips of just your navel. I bet he won't go right there. Now baby, I can be a better man, gotta get a gentleman. Fly you to Japan and back again. Spend a week in Puerto Rico. Baby, wait till I'm finito. 'Cause I'm feeling, and I gotta get it of you.
Attention all ladies, the Candyman is on the prowl. And for those that wanna get busy, you got to speak up now.
This time, it's one of a kind, blowing your mind like only the Candyman can. Like a heavyweight champion, knocking them out, another hour, turn it out. Once again, you can scream and shout when I rock the bill, kill out my name. It's what you've been missing. Listen to my heartbeat while I'm.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, I'm rocking my pants, what socks and beer, making the teeth rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion, overpowering, over the competition. I'm powering, crack your shot. When I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever come on. Hey ho, hey ho. And you yawning, but you never look my way. Hey. I'm looking down your darling in every single way. Hey. Your funny flow is foreign and the green card's on the way. They say got to do a shampoo, but watch your head and shoulder. Brother, older, old enough to hold you yo, I told ya. Afraid of what I made and played and plus a funky bit. So say you flip it for that music in the monkey bit. Triggers from the good town, ill town. So that's how it feels now. The dealers that we run, so we still round. Don't land with a freestyle phantom. Ain't trying to be answered. Tricking with your thinking cause I'm damping. I live in top of hip hop. This is hip hop of today. I give props to hip hop, so hip hop for hey ho, hey ho.
Who's a black sheep? What's a black sheep? Know not who I am or when I'm coming to your sleep. Wasn't in your home or wasn't in your sphere. Knew not who I was, but listen here. Friends, B-O-E-S, yes, I guess I can start. If it's alright with you, I'll rip this hit on apart. Back middle to the front, don't front. Want a good time, wanna give you what you want. Can I hear a hey? Hey, giddy up. You got a hat, just for the styling is creative. Black sheep of the native. Can't be fucking don't be with the top to kick it. I got brothers in the jungle, cousins on the quest. Seven-toilet uncles and G-Harvard made a rest. Yes, wait, how? Mr. Long Dress, Black Sheep Slam now. Know you heard my others, only to the lovers. Then of course, the choice is yours. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this. Here's the black sheep, here's the black sheep. Even if we wanted to, the clock cannot be moved. Watch me swing like this, why should I swing it like that? Because in fact, for me it might not attract. Therefore I ignore, I do as I feel inside. I live with me, I've got my back tonight, you know what I'm saying? Yo, black, I'm not playing. Need to go with this and go with this without delay and sing. In actuality, wonder can it be I made it look easy because it is to me. Anytime capacity was filled, tried to rock it. Anytime my honey gave us play, tried to lock it. Never was a fool, so we finished school. Never see us sweat and you'll never see us cool. Out to rock the globe while I'm still here to rock. Don't punch girls and we don't punch your clock. Gotta know that I'll see you later by the cat and you can't beat that. Shoulder, shoulders.
Hey y'all, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed that music break with DJProphett. Now it's time to get back to our topic for discussion, 2021, the aftermath of 2020. Now it's time to reach out to our next caller. I give y'all some more shoulder until they answer. Shoulder.
Hello.
Good evening, Haru, and how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great.
You were so punctual. You answered on the first ring.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to?
Look at you, get ready, starting on me already. Well, anyway, Happy New Year, Happy New Blessings to you, brother.
You too. Same to you. So know you listening.
So, tonight's topic for discussion, 2021, the aftermath of 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I don't even think I need to ask you a question. I'll just let you talk.
Well, 2021, I don't know if it's the aftermath. It's the more or less the continuation. Like 2021, like, hold my beer, watch this. We still got Corona. They tried to take over the American government. Trump got impeached again.
Right.
Like a dumbass. And we getting a new president.
Now, let me ask you this, though, your opinion about this. Now, personally, I don't think they should have the inauguration at the Capitol. I think they should have it in an undisclosed location. Because I don't feel as though this is...
Zoom.
Huh? Wait a minute, what did you say?
They can do it on Zoom.
What? I didn't hear him.
He said they could do it on Zoom.
It's a formality. It's pomp and circumstance. It's just a ceremony. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, just give them the keys to the White House, let them move in.
Right, so then they could just have it like in their home somewhere, right? Like you said.
You could do it on Zoom. Hell, you could just do it by email.
Right, and everyone could just pop in and pop off. Because I really feel like, you know, there's too much preparation for this. Like we're going to war.
I think we are.
Yeah, I know. I probably shouldn't have said that, but that's what it feels like.
I mean, white folks mad at them. They butthurt mad.
Ugh. Yeah. And every time you try to talk about it or discuss the whole white privilege situation, it's like we need a new term for it now, because it's like, well, what about the woman that got shot trying to get into the Capitol? And when Black Lives Matter was out there, nothing happened to y'all. And I'm just like,
well,
really?
You can't really... I don't know the exact statement, but sometimes you got to recognize who you're talking to and even determine whether or not you need to talk to them at all, and especially when there's a disagreement. Sometimes you could just let people have their opinion, let them feel what they're going to feel, let them be what they're going to be. A couple of weeks ago when we talked, I said people had the right to be stupid, and we have to allow that.
Yes.
Despite us wanting people not to be, that's their right, that's their choice. And a lot of this anger that these white folks have is not because Biden won. Not because Trump lost. It's because the country is changing to the point where they can't get away with the racist things that they were saying before and being the racist ways that they were being before. It has nothing to do with policy. It has everything to do with keeping things the way it was before. Power.
Right.
It's all about power. And they're losing their so-called white power. And therefore, they feel like they need to fight for that. Yeah. The fact of the matter is, when Biden becomes president, everybody who stormed the Capitol, who does not go to jail, will get a $2,000 check. Something they all need.
Ooh, that's a good point. Didn't think of it that way.
Yeah. So it ain't got nothing to do with policy. It has nothing to do with anything other than the continuation of racism.
And I personally feel like a lot of it's not going to die off until the older generation dies off with it, because, you know, we have the new millennials here, and, you know, they want peace, and they're all out there fighting together for peace. But if you still have the older generation and the old money, you know, still controlling everything. I mean,
that's assuming that younger generations don't get coddled and raised by these older generations. There are plenty of young people who are below the age of 35 who are being raised by old-ass racist grandpa, old-ass racist grandma, and they've never met a black person, and they've never seen anything. It's a taught thing. If you look at some of the old history books, you can see children in KKK outfit and garb. You can see children, literal children, 10 years old, screaming at black people going to school with white people. Those children became adults and taught their children. Their children will become adults and teach their children. It's a taught thing. It's not something you're born with. And just because the newer generation is now and today, and they have all of these avenues that they cannot be racist, doesn't mean that you're not going to still be racist.
Sad but true. Sad but true. I am actually in middle school. I went to school with a young boy whose father was the Grand Dragon of the, I guess the whatever group that was here in Maryland at the time, and that was when I was in middle school.
You still got teachers who are racist. You still got whole school districts in the Midwest who've never had a black student in the whole building.
Yeah.
These things are not going to change ever in America. This is who we are. This is the crux, this is the essence, this is the biological makeup of the American population.
So how do we survive mentally if you're saying that this is who we are and there's so many people that would like it to change? How do we
survive mentally?
Yeah, how do we survive mentally? Because that can be very depressing.
You survive mentally by being strong.
By being strong, okay.
You ask that same question today and it's 2021. You can ask that same question in 1881. You can ask that same question in 1715. You can ask that question at any period of American history. How do you stay strong? And they had it harder than we do now. So we're looking at it like, oh, it's so tough right now. It wasn't as easy it is today as it was when it was 1965 or 1865 or 1765. But they still survived.
Yeah, they did. They survived.
Because that's why we're here. And in 2065, it'll be still tough. In 2075, it'll still be tough. And they'll ask the same question. How do we survive? You know how you survive? Educate yourself. Be smart.
Educate.
Learn the rules. Learn how to maneuver. Learn how to engage. and learn how to fight. And I don't mean physical fight. Sometimes it means physical fight, but it also means learn how to fight the ways. Learn the rules of the game so you can fight within the game.
And I think a lot of us aren't prepared, because if you grow up in a family where, you're taught, you want to have better, and then you're frowned upon because you want to get more education or you want to travel, and some kids are looked down upon because of that. You think you better than us, and I think the chances that we're not able to have, we need to push the other generations to have and encourage them, because we need them to become leaders.
We do. We definitely do. We definitely do. But we got to tell the truth.
Yeah.
We have to tell the truth. We can't keep saying this is not America. Well, yes, it is. It has been.
Yeah.
They talk about America's democracy for the last 250 years. We haven't been a democratic country for 250 years.
No.
100 years ago, women and black men couldn't vote. That's not democracy.
No.
We didn't get to be the democratic country until 1955. So we got to tell the truth.
Yes, we do. It's time. Do you think the murder of George Floyd was the catalyst to everything that's going on now, or do you think it was something that happened before then?
No. George Floyd is just another name on the table. Emmett Till, George Floyd. You put all kinds of names. Emmett Till died in 1950 something. And you still have George Floyd.
Yeah.
60 years later. So George Floyd wasn't the catalyst of anything. It's been going on. There'll be another George Floyd in 10 years. Yeah, it might be one next year. But it happens all the time. This system is designed to be this way. It's going to continue to happen. And you got to tell the truth. That's the thing. We get all high on hope. But the truth of the matter is, get high on knowledge. That's how you fix it. If you get high on hope, you forget. You do things like, let's mend the country without holding anybody accountable. That's what the Republicans want us to do right now. We want to mend the country. We want to build the country. We want to get back together and be one country. Not without being held accountable.
Exactly. And I think that's why, when I was watching yesterday, like a lot of the Republicans didn't want to impeach Trump. But at the same time, you have to set an example, because if you allow him to just go on his merry way without any repercussions, what are you saying?
This is how we got Jim Crow laws after the Civil War. Nobody was held accountable. This is how we have this idea that America is the hope of the world. And we have all of these fake myths and ideas of what America is, because we don't hold white folks accountable. Think about it in terms like this. I don't know who the guy's name is, but not just one guy. Think of how many black boys go to jail for having a little bit of powder coke in their pocket. Possession. But then you have a little white boy have that same amount of powder coke, he gets a slap in the wrist. He's not held accountable, but the black man is.
Yeah.
This is what is going on, and this is what will continue to go on. They stormed the Capitol. Trump incited this riot, but they don't want to hold him accountable. If Obama did that,
exactly,
Obama's going to jail. It's the same story. It doesn't matter if it's cocaine or riot. Hold them accountable. But the problem is, too many people in America don't want to hold the people responsible accountable. And as long as you do that, you can whitewash the story. The textbooks in 20 years will say something completely different in parts of the country, because they don't want to hold people accountable. And then you have it all over again. The fact is, some of the same white folks who are in power today are in power because nobody held them accountable for holding slaves, for doing dirt, for being illegal, for doing this, for doing that. Nobody held them accountable. And they kept going. If you're not held accountable for robbing a store, for robbing a bank, for murder, you'll do it over and over again.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So that's what we have to do. We have to start holding people accountable. I mean, there's no going back now. There's no going back. The sheets are off. We see you. So.
Yeah, but we saw him in the 60s too, so that was 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we are.
Like you said, the only way to maintain your mental state is to stay strong.
Stay strong.
Stay strong. Well, Haru, as always, I love having you on the show. I love hearing your point of view. You inspire us, and I want you to continue to do that. So I want to thank you for coming on the Dawn Experience Radio Show.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I'll see you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that's it. Basically, we have to start holding people accountable. It's the only way. Right, DJProphett?
If you don't, you see what comes next.
What is coming next? I think another music break with DJProphett.
That could be possible.
That's coming up next. Some more shoulder and shoulder. We gotta get our chair dance on. Hey. Shoulder, shoulder. I'll be back with another interview, so stay tuned.
I'm the magnificent with the sensational style, and I can go on and on for like a mile a minute, cause I get in it like a car I'm driving. If the record is a smash, I can still survive, cause I'm the man of steel on the wheel that you're steering, or rather playing on the record that you're hearing. You might not understand what I'm saying at first, so act your love, put it in reverse. I'm just conversing with your person, this is just a conversation. I'm special ed with a special presentation. Hey, I like to play, so for me it's recreation. It's not just a job, it's an adventure. If worse comes to worse, I've got the thirst quencher, but you gotta buy it. You don't even try it, I don't rhyme for free, no matter how dry it gets. I collect my money and set. Once before the show and again when I check. So I get mine and I'ma get more, cause I'm financially secure and I'm sure. So I don't need your tips or advice, cause I'm too nice for that to rap. I can't stand mice, I'm like a cat kinda frisky, battling with risky business. You might acquire dizziness, just like whiskey. Isn't this enough? Oh, you think it's tough? Cookie, I think you better call your bookie. You can bet your life that I'ma play you like cookie. On a Friday, this is my day. When I was 2, I heard you say, why they miss me like that? I should've repent. Somebody should've said the special ed was the magnificent. The magnificent.
You've been waiting so long, I'm here to answer your call. I know that I shouldn't have had you waiting at all. I've been so busy, but I've been thinking about what I wanna do with you. I know them other guys, they've been talking about the way I do what I do. They heard I was good, they wanna see if it's true. They know you're the one I wanna give it to. I can see you want me to. It's me and you. Now, I've been waiting, think I wanna make a move now. Baby, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it. Now, I've been waiting, think I wanna make a move now. Baby, tell me who you love me, 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 w
I know I may have made mistakes before, but now I understand that those mistakes were for. Throughout my travels, girl, I realize what you see, what you get, don't always coincide. I'll raise my hand, please, doing a good, just one look, was all it took. Could it be that really only one's thinking of how many ecstasy? There's something about it now. There's something about it. Girl, you mean so much to me. It's plain to see that there's something about it. When we feel about each other and we're together.
and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shawl cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say money, yo, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and the guys ain't canine. All the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, I'm
watching the tide roll away. Just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Just sitting on the dock of the bay, waiting time.
It's been a long time, I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to. Think of how many weeks shows you slept through. Time's up, I'm sorry I kept you thinking of this. You keep repeating your miss the rhyme from the microphone solo with. So you sit by the radio, hand on the dial soon. As you hear it, pump up the volume. Dance with the speaker till you hear it blow. Then plug in a headphone, cause here it go. It's a four-letter word when it's heard to control your body to dance. So, context or tempo like a red alert. Reaches your reflex and let it work. When this is playing, you can't get stuck with the steps. So can say, and I'ma still come up with a gift to be swift. Follow the leader, the rhyme go deaf with the record that was mixed a long time ago. It can be done, but only I can do it. For those that can dance and clap your hands to it. I start to think, and then I sink into the paper like I was hit. When I'm playing, I'm trapped in between the line. I escape. When I finish the rhyme, I got to sing.
Joy, joy to be near you. Won't you hear me? Joy, joy to be near you. I want you here with me. Baby, can't you see just how much you mean to me? The thrill each time I'm near you. I get such a rush, way to keep your attention. Magic moment, paradise, all control.
Just give me the light and pass the joe. What's another buckle of more? Yeah, let me know my sights and I got to know which one is gonna catch my flow. Cause I'm in the vibes and I got my dough. What's another buckle of more? Yeah, them looking hype and I got to know. Could I be your protector? You're buffing every sector. Every man around them want on your inspector. But you know let them sweat, can I grill you with no lecture. Or them for a drill, now them fuel injector. Cause them are infector, disease collector. None for them a go like them want come wreck you. Don't know the parts where you got in your center. Oh you know you not let them guys they affect you. Yo girl, just give me the light and pass the joe. What's another buckle of more? Yeah, let me know my sights and I got to know which one is gonna catch my flow. Come in on the vibes and I got my dough. What's another buckle of more? Yeah, them looking hype and I got to know 1, 2, 3, 4.
Looking back on when I was a little nappy-headed boy. Looking back on when I, 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 looking back on when I was a
Did y'all enjoy that music break with DJ Prophet? Have you been practicing your shoulder move? Ready? Okay, it's time for another interview. So let's reach out to Steve Manderson in New York City. Let's see what's going on in New York. I bet Steve forgot all about us. Not Steve.
Hello.
What?
Oh.
What? Well, hello. Happy New Year, Mr. Steve Manderson. How are you?
Happy. I am doing fine, Miss Butler. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys, that your first show out the box for this year is kicking. This has been fun. It's been nice. And listen here, tell your mom she better start sharing that chocolate bar, man. Man. Mama Butler, if you listening, hook a brother up. You know me too long. So don't start that. Hook a brother up.
Now don't start, because I've already had one friend have a crush on my mother, so take it back some.
Let me tell you, your mother hears this right now. She's going to tell you after the show, you might tell your friend he needs therapy, okay?
My mother came over here and she preached the whole sermon. I was like, oh, okay, Ma. Oh, okay. I was not expecting that. And normally I'm really good at improv. You know, I'm really good at improvisation, Steve. And I was like, ooh. See, you know, DJ Prophet could hide so no one saw his reactions, but everyone could see my reactions.
And I'm like, what the heck is she saying? I'm like, oh my God.
That's my mommy.
Mama Butler.
That's my mommy.
That's all right. Yes. But how you doing? How y'all doing?
We're doing fantabulous.
Good. I tell you, we got to start this new year off on the right foot.
Well, that's what I want to talk about. So the topic for discussion is 2021, the aftermath of 2020. Really, it's just a continuation. It's like 2020 had a twin sister or brother, you know.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
I mean, just a couple days into the new year, I mean, how were you feeling when everyone started acting a fool?
Yeah, that whole U.S. Capitol thing, I mean, I'm like, what the hell was that?
Right,
geez.
Exactly. And I don't think it's over. I think there's going to be more to come.
I think it will be. And I mean, you mentioned something about, Biden's inaugural is coming up. Is it next week?
Yes.
Where are they going to have it?
They're supposed to have it at the Capitol.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't either. They've already started preparing. They have, I don't know if you've watched and you've seen, the guards are all there already, and they put the gate, the fence around, and
they're going to need more than that, boy. I'm going to tell you, they're going to have to hook Biden up with a bulletproof vest or something. Something going.
I'm very concerned. I
am. And Trump got impeached again. You know, that guy's a damn fool, man. I mean, really. He's a sore loser. Like, yo, Trump, get over it, okay? You lost. You screwed up all 4 years. You actually expected to get another term?
It's really sad, what it's all come to. But like Haru said earlier, everyone has to be held accountable. And again, a lot of Republicans, not all, because I know some Republicans have said, look, I want nothing to do with this. But there's still a large percentage. Now, here's the thing. Yeah. It's not all white Republicans. There are some black Republicans and some Spanish Republicans. There's a big percentage that voted for him and that still do not want him to be impeached because they want him to be able to run again.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And the people aren't looking at that. It's not all just white folk. No, it's not that. You know, and it's sad because like so many people have been brainwashed. I mean, because he put it out there. He said, "Oh, it's gonna. If I don't win, it's a rigged election," and everyone believed him. Like, why? So now everyone, he said it. He put it out there, and they just believed it without having any proof. You know.
Yeah.
And then he kept saying he had 70-some thousand votes. Well, Hillary had 70-some thousand votes.
That's right.
What am I saying? Is 70,000 or 700,000? I don't remember, but I mean, and she lost.
I know what you're saying. I know.
But you understand what I'm saying? And like Hillary was like, "Okay, I lost," and she said, "Listen, you guys, support him. He's your next president." And why can't Biden get the same respect? But
Hillary screwed up her own self back in there. Because I voted for her at that time. I was like, oh, man. Yeah. We've had our first black president, and now I felt that we were headed to our first female president, and she went screwed up.
Well, everyone has to be held accountable.
Yes, that's it. That's why for this year, 2021, people, you have to be accountable for your own lives and your own situations, your own goals, the choices that you make. The man DJ played a song a while back from Black Sheep, and it holds true today. You could get with this, and you could get with that.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. Hey, we make a good team, Steve. Come on, hit it one more time. Or you could get with this, or you could get with that. Or you could get with this.
You can get with this.
Or you could get with that. Or you could get with this. And then Steve, we're gonna end it with, "Cause I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm right like that. I'm black like that. I'm down like that."
That's it. You got that right. Or my favorite one is the blackness. Keep on, keep on.
Keep on moving. Don't stop like the hands of time.
That's right. People, we gotta keep it moving. This is a brand new year.
Keep
you guys got
moving.
Goals.
Hold people accountable.
If you got goals, you gotta
crush them all.
Because there ain't nobody going to.
But listen, if you have goals, I want you to complete those goals. Everyone, you listening to me? But don't tell nobody until you've completed them, because you don't need that negative energy. Why he think he can do that, or why she thinks she can do that? You don't need that. So keep those goals to yourself until they materialize.
Think positive.
Think positive. Stop hanging around people who think negative and always saying negative things out their mouth, because that will rub off on you.
And like I always say, this is my friend here for over 20 years. You can follow her example of her accomplishments in her life.
Oh, Steve, you're so sweet. You should be my spokesperson.
You know, you got that one. I would. I'll do it, because that's the bottom line. You are the perfect example of what people need to be today, especially our black people. If you have talent, if you have goals, go for it, man. You don't know what you can accomplish in life,
right?
Unless you make a honest to God effort.
Exactly.
Stop complaining. Oh, this is that. No.
I mean, the worst thing that can happen is they tell you no, and whatever opportunity you're trying to seek. And if they do, then that opportunity wasn't for you, and keep it moving forward. And you know what, Steve? Last year we talked about doing a show where we could educate everyone, and we still need to do that show. You just reminded me. We need to do that show. So I'm gonna start working on it.
Whenever you're ready.
I'm gonna start working on it. Definitely.
People need to know.
People need to really know, because they think so much has changed, and it really hasn't.
Yeah. And the problem with us, especially black people, they are afraid to fail.
You can't be afraid to fail.
That's why a lot of them, you can't. And I learned a long time ago, and for I forgot who said it, but it's true. Success comes from failure.
Yes.
because that's the only way you know how to correct it. Okay?
Definitely.
And once you know how to correct it, man, it's smooth sailing after that. You won't be making those mistakes anymore. But you got to be able to handle the mistake. Everybody makes a mistake. Everybody does. But if you know how to make the adjustment, you're going to do fine.
Oh,
you
definitely.
can't be scared. You can't be scared. This, and especially what we're going through now with this pandemic, man, you got to go forward.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. There's no time. You ain't got no time to complain and look for excuses. We as black people always got this bad habit of making excuses for everything. Man, stop the nonsense. You make excuses because the bottom line is you're scared.
You're scared.
That's all. No, serious. You're scared. That's why you make these BS excuses. Oh, I can't do this. Yes, you can, but you're afraid. You don't have nobody to blame but yourself. I don't want to hear it. I tell people that to their face. Yo,
they're afraid.
I was like, you want to hate me? Go right ahead. I'm doing my thing. What you doing? Stop the nonsense here, man. And the thing is, and you were talking about grown adults acting like this. What example are you setting for your young folk? Because they're looking at you. So you're scared, they're scared too. Come on. You got to set an example for the young folks. Make them feel like it's all right it's not a problem to fail.
Yeah,
but you have to understand where you make your mistakes from, make the proper adjustments, and let's go on with it.
And let's get on with it.
Yes.
Let's get it on. Let's get it on.
Listen, we in the new
Steve, they should
year,
have me at the inauguration. Mr. President.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mr. President.
Nope.
It wouldn't surprise me if you be the first female president. And
Mr.
black
President.
Negative.
Oh God!
No, we not taking that on. Brother.
Why not? I would be an excellent president.
That's beside the point. It's what comes along with it.
Well, that's all right.
We gotta play it smart.
Yeah, that's all.
See, people gotta understand politics is not a checkers game, it's a chess game. That's the first problem.
Right.
Okay, so you're saying that I'm not smart enough?
No, we're not talking about cheat per
don't
se.
say that.
Oh, okay. Because you said no. You know.
No, what I'm saying is, when I say the difference between chess and checkers is a basic game. You jump a couple of points, you jump this, you jump that, you get a king, and it's done.
Yeah.
Chess is more about strategy. Chess is more about looking down the road. Chess is more about the bigger picture. Chess is about going through the process to get to the promise. So I'm not talking about you per se as to looking into the full dynamics of what's involved. We all sitting here right now praying for Biden and the situation that has transpired at the Capitol. So as the head of the household, I got to keep my family safe.
Yeah.
Steve, getting back to the topic at hand.
Oh, look at you. He's right, though, honey.
Yeah, he's right. But getting back to the topic at hand.
That's part of the topic. The aftermath of 2020.
Okay, but it's not time for your interview. Your interview's later.
Okay.
Okay. So back to you, Steve, because DJProphett, we're going to interview him later. Okay. So going into 2021, did you have any expectations? I mean, were you totally surprised by what took place? Or you kind of felt like something was coming?
Well, this whole thing, it hit me a little bit by surprise, I said, this is not a good way to start the year. And like I said, I just hope that things. I'm really concerned now about this inaugural. I don't know how this is going to play itself out, and I hope they know what they're doing. And this goes to show you the state of what the Capitol is.
Yeah.
And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of 9/11.
A lot of people have been referring to this, catastrophe, and it's reminiscent of that, very much so. Yes.
I mean, it'd be that easy to attack the Capitol like that. There was a picture that I saw in the newspaper where you had guys actually taking over the Oval Office. They're sitting up at the desk with their feet up, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
And I believe that's why they think it was inside job. He had help because, I mean, how was that possible?
I know. How can you let that happen? Where was Secret Service?
Yeah, where was Secret Service? Maybe Secret Service was the secret. Maybe that's the secret.
But see, that's a scary thing.
Yeah.
That should have never have happened. They took over the Capitol.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is not good for our country.
It's not, but I'm hopeful. And again, we have to all continue to educate ourselves.
Yes.
And as Haru said, mentally, we have to stay strong.
We have to. But you made a good point. Education. We have to continue to educate, and especially our young people. They need this, more than ever.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, it really is. And we as black folk, let's stop the nonsense. We have to move forward, especially our adults. Because it's a shame when you got people our age, Dawnyelle, that continue to act like they're back in high school.
True. True.
But
we have to uplift those people. Instead of talking bad about them and shooing them, we have to uplift them and teach them the way, because maybe they weren't shown the proper way. So we have to go back, and sometimes you got to go back, just like Harriet Tubman did. She went back and got some of them.
Yeah, Harriet Tubman. But that woman was an inspiration. Yeah. That woman was an inspiration.
But she went back. She didn't have to. She went back. So sometimes we have to go back and we have to help others instead of just, saying, okay, I've got where I want to be. And that's the problem. A lot of us get to where we want to be and we forget where we came from.
Oh, yeah. Those
instead of going back and hiring people who could do the job or have the exceptional skills, you're like, nah, I don't want to, we need to go back and we need to help others, to bring them along and teach them. Give them a chance and opportunity, just like you were given an opportunity and a chance.
That is so true. They forget. They totally forget. The cycle continues. It continues. It will always continue. Yeah. That's how we as a black nation will continue to grow. We can't move. We can't go backwards. We got to move forward.
Yes, we have.
And it's tough for us. The obstacles that we go through, what we've been going through our entire lives. It's a shame, but you can't give up. That's what I tell black folks. Don't give up. Always move forward. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. And that way you won't make those mistakes anymore.
Right, because if you don't learn the lesson, it's going to keep happening.
Yep. Exactly.
It's going to keep happening until you learn it.
Like I said, take an example from Miss Dawnyelle. She's living proof. She's spokesperson. That's it. She hasn't gotten where she's gotten by sitting on her laurels.
True.
That's it.
I've experienced a lot of adversity, a lot of fake people in my life, but I surpassed all that. So
So
I've
you
learned my
listeners
lesson.
out there, exactly. So you listeners out there, you listen to the show. Don't be afraid to contact this woman and get advice from her. Pick her brain. So she actually has a solid brain. Pick her brain and find out how she did it. And trust me, if you let it roll around your head, you can do the same thing. Stop
Steve, that is so nice of you to say. But I'm going to be honest, I've tried to give, not every person I've come in contact with, but sometimes people ask me for help and then I tell them what to do and they're like, that's all you did? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, that's it? That's all I got to do? But it starts with having that faith within yourself, because I could give you a plan and map out and say, okay, you want to put on a production, I'm going to show you how to do it and how to execute the plan. But if you don't believe in the idea of actually it coming to pass, then it's not going to. So it starts within yourself.
Yes.
You got to believe in yourself before anyone else is going to believe in what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Or create or bring to life. So
don't be afraid to ask for advice on things. As I said,
because everybody's got a story, and everyone's story we can all learn from and grow from.
Yes. Well, we think we ain't gonna do this when you're able to do it, and look what happened. It happened. Why? Because you believe in yourself. People will believe in you. That's it. You believe in yourself, people gonna believe in you, and they'll take a chance with you.
But now, Steve, that I'm almost half a century.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm almost half a century. I just kind of just let people come to me because I'm to the point now. It's just like
Well, I've said, it's like you just said, you're almost half a century.
Right.
Time flies when you continue to achieve.
Exactly.
When you're achieving, the time will go by. Why? Because you're always doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm always doing something, right?
Yeah, you're always doing something. So then when you realize it, oh my God, I'm how old?
Right.
Yeah. But you don't feel it though. That's the thing. You achieving, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this, you're doing that. You don't feel the age until you look at your birth certificate. I'm like, damn. Say what?
Oh, Steve, it is always such a pleasure to have you come on the show, and
it's always a pleasure.
I hope and pray the rest of 2021 for you is a major blessing.
Thank you. Listen, I try to, and I turned 64, and I'm surprised at that. I thank God. I said, Lord, I thank you.
Yes, every day, thank Him. Every day, thank Him.
I'm 64 now, and I survived that pandemic. Everybody here that we're talking with here, we all survived it.
Yes.
And we're moving on. That's why I say it's so important, people, to think positive. Because anybody, that is alive going into 2021, always count your blessings.
Yes, count your blessings.
With the thousands upon thousands of people that died last year and are still dying this year, and you're still alive. We're still alive to tell the story about our lives. That's a blessing from God, and that's why we must always continue to move forward. Cause I got scared, Dawnyelle, last year with that whole pandemic. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was really scary for a lot of people, and a lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people committed suicide.
Yes, it's crazy, and that's what I said. This whole pandemic has changed. It changed my thinking about things, and I know it changes people's. If you're smart enough to see what's going on, it'll change your thinking for the future and what you need to do to keep it going. Things are not the same, and it's never going to be the same anymore.
No, it's
not.
Whenever
this thing is over with, life is not going to be the same anymore. And that's how you got to think now. You know, the past is the past. You survived it. Let's move on. You know, because businesses have changed. There are businesses that folded and because of this pandemic. Okay, right. And you know, businesses that were been existing for like 50 years, all of a sudden it ain't happening no more. That's
right.
crazy.
Yeah.
And you got to think differently. You got to think smart. Let's stop the nonsense.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Well,
plain and simple.
Well, Steve, I want to thank you for coming on the Dawn Experience Radio Show.
I thank you. It's always a great way to start the new year.
Oh, definitely. And we will definitely have you back again very soon.
Okay, sweetie. DJ, take care, bro.
You too, Steve.
All right, man. You guys, I thank you very much for always having me on. Take care, and God bless.
Okay, back to my shoulder roll. Now it's time for a music break with DJProphett. Stay tuned because I'm going to interview DJProphett right after the music break. Let's hear what he has to say. Shoulder roll. And forward. And back.
Like the breeze flow straight out of our lids. Them, they got booed by these hard rock Brooklyn kids. Us floor rush when they DJ booming classics. You dig the crew on the fattest hip hop record. He tucks the kinks and sinks into the sound. She frequents deep, fattest ones called underground. Our funk zooms like you hit the Mary Jane. They flock to booms, man, boogie had to change. Who freaks the clips with mad amount percussion? Where kinky hair goes to unthought of dimensions. Why's it so fly? Cause hip hop kept some drama. When butterfly rock the like blue suede boom. What by the cut? We push it off the corner. How was the buzz entire hip hop era? Was fresh and back since they started saying out. Cause funks made fat from right beneath my hood. Uber of the styles like Miles and like 60s funky worms with waves and perms. Just sending junky rhythms right down your block. We beat to rap, what key beat to lock. But I'm cool like that. 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 I'm cool.
We beat a chocolate tap to my rap. She innovates at the sweet cat nap. He at the funk club with the vibrate. They be crazy down with the five. It can't kick a plane in a crowd burst. Me, I be digging it with the bug first. Us, we be freaking till dawn peaks and I. He gets a stranger smile, so I say hi. Who understood? Yeah, understood the plan. Him heard of it and put it to his hand. What I just flip, let waters get loose. How to consume for the reasons like juice. If it's we'll lift it off the plastic. The babes will go spastic. If I play the classic, then play a shot. It don't matter, I'm fat. Ask butter how I zone.
Man, Cleopatra Jones.
And I'm chill like that. 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 I'm chill.
I got the funky drum, I drum it.
A beat like this might tempt me.
Didn't know I had to get ya.
What's up, black sheep? Know not who I am or when I'm coming, so you sleep. Wasn't in my home or wasn't in your sphere. Knew not who I was, but listen here. Press the OES, yes, I guess I can start. If it's alright with you, I'll rip this hit joint apart. Back middle to the front, don't front. Want a good, want a good, want a good, want a good.
Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. Get up, stand up. Get up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, that don't mean that's a sin. I won't get my slack up, punk it better back up. Try and play the role and let a whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. If you got the feeling, jump up, touch the ceiling. Once with the funk up, someone's fucking drunk, yo, I'll punch them in the eye. And then I'll take the punks up, feeling funkin'. Hands in the trunk, and I got more rhymes in this cops that are donkey. Rolling like, sure enough, I got rock from the coats on the hill, from all of my pop. I came to get down, I came to get down. So get out your seat and jump around, jump around. Get down, jump around, jump around. Get down, jump up and get down, 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 down.
We fight every night, now that's not kosher. I reminisce with bliss of when we was closer, and wake up to be greeted by an argument again. You act like it's 10, so immature. I'd rather concentrate on the cure and keep looking at the front door. Thinking if I were to evacuate, you'd probably be straighter than straight and wouldn't have so much hate. Cause you don't know the pain I feel when I see you smiling. And when I roll up, you start rhyming. So I front like everything's hunky-dory, but it's a whole different story. You don't like the fact that I'm me. I don't put on a show when it comes time for you to have company. And your friends don't understand the choice of man. They speak proper while I speak just from a garbage can. But regardless, you shouldn't have to be so raw. I'm looking at the front door. I'm looking at the front door. Baby, I'm looking at the front door. I'm looking at the front door.
Fight the track of the whip by snap attack, front to back, in this thing called rap. Digging like a shovel, rhyme double on a heavenly level. Bang the bass, turn up the treble. Radical minds day and night all the time. 714, wise, divine, maniac, brainiac, winning the game. I'm the lyrical Jesse James. Quality, I possess, some say I'm fresh, where my voice goes through the mesh of the microphone that I am holding. Copywritten lyrics so they can't be stolen if they all snap. Don't need the police to try to save them, your voice will sink. So peace, stay off my back or I will attack, and you don't want that.
It's getting kinda hectic.
You know, we've been together for some time, and I've been experiencing some kind of feelings that's changed and rearranged for the better. And I hope that you've been feeling the same way, and pray that you ain't running game. Hey, just what do you have to say?
As I sit here thinking about you, suddenly I feel strange.
You do?
The feelings deep inside me suddenly begin to change. When I see your face and hear your voice, I seem to lose despair. I get elected overjoyed whenever you are near. Only you can make me do the things I do. I owe you. Yes, it's true. It's you and only you.
Well, you seem to know what I'm saying. But let me just explain once more, okay? Check it out. It don't take a genius to know I care for you. Love, cherish, respect can always be there for you. Why not? It's quite simple. A love affair like this, I can truly put my heart into.
Together
pretty ladies around the world. I'm here to tell you some all the pretty girls. Tell your brother, your sister, and your mom to come here up the go down. And you know just what to do. Wave your hands in the air like you don't care. Fly the people if they start to look and stare. Do your dance, do your dance, do your dance. Quick, come on, baby, tell me what's.
Girl, close your eyes, let that rhythm get into you. Don't try to fight it, there ain't nothing that you can do. Relax your mind, lay back and groove with your mind. You gotta feel that heat, and we can ride the boogie, share that beat of love. I wanna rock you, dance you in today. I wanna rock with you. We're gonna rock the night away. She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who would dance on the floor and around. She said I am the one who would dance on the floor and around. She told me her name was Billie Jean, and she caused a scene. Then heavy hair turned to ice to dream and be the one who would dance on the floor and around. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. And mother always told me, be careful who you love, and be careful what you do, 'cause the lie becomes the truth. Hey, the Billie Jean is not my love. She's just a girl who thinks that I'm the one, but the kid is not my son.
I wasn't ready.
Oh, 2021 is going to be a fun year.
I had a mint in my mouth. I wasn't ready.
But
Anyway, I need an assistant. Is there anyone out there that would like to be my assistant on the show? Don't respond all at once. Inbox me, leave a message or comment, because I need an assistant. Anyway, up next we have our very own DJProphett.
What's good? What's good?
So, DJProphett.
Yes.
Our topic for discussion: 2021, the aftermath of 2020.
All I can say is it ain't over.
So, why do you think it's not over?
Well, it's not over from the simple fact that
Let me sit up for this one, y'all.
As long as there is one, it's never going to be over. And when I say one, I mean as long as one person has that radical thinking, has that unfortunate negative type thinking where they're not thinking about the overall of the country or the people or themselves, then we're always going to have an issue. Now, we've seen the issue to a degree in some circumstances decrease, which goes along to the kind of the concept that you were saying about when these old mentalities start to die off, then it deceases. But again, as Haru said also, as long as there's one or two still alive and breathing to kick it, to raise somebody's child is growing up with a negative thinking grandparent or parent, or an unhappy parent or unhappy grandparent, who unfortunately invokes that negativity onto the child, and the child, being bred into that, thinking that's a way of life, starts to live his life based upon that way of thinking.
Okay.
So, that's what I mean by it'll probably never be over. That's not to say that it's not. Life is not such that you can live and surpass it, but
you can always have good and evil. I mean,
exactly. You're always going to have the yin and the yang.
The yin and the yang. So we just have to learn how to stay mentally strong and prepare ourselves for the battle that we're about to face.
You have to stay girded up, plain and simple. We have to open our eyes wider, and we have to stop just taking people's word for everything. Just because Google says it, just because the news says it, does not necessarily mean that it's factual for your particular life. The news, unfortunately, has its hands tied because it only reports certain type of news. You see more negativity highlighted than you do positivity. And that type of dynamic, I mean, we can just look at TV as a whole. We've gone from Good Times, 8 is Enough, family shows.
The Cosby Show.
We've gone, I don't know if we want to bring up Cosby, but
well, okay.
But the concept of the show, I agree. We've gone from family values and morals to now when you turn on your TV, you got more court shows that I ever knew existed on the planet.
Okay, but let's back up to the Cosby Show, because I want to bring up a point. We talked about earlier being held accountable now for the things that you do.
Right.
He was held accountable later on, but there were other people that's still going strong and they weren't held accountable. So again, let's celebrate what he did.
Well, that's always been my thing.
Yeah.
It's always been, unfortunately, society looks at the dot on the piece of paper instead of the dot is on the piece of paper. And what I mean by that is, instead of looking at the whole paper itself, they're looking at that one particular dot. It's sad that a person can make stride upon stride upon stride upon stride upon stride upon stride and make one bad decision, and all that seems, it's almost like it wipes the slate clean. And that's the sad part about how society has become. And that could get into a totally bigger issue, which we just don't have time for.
No, we don't.
So I'm not even going to touch that, but y'all can tune in Sunday at 6 and figure that one out.
Yes, tune in Sunday at 6 for the Life in the Mix music.
So, tune in for that show, and we'll take you on a journey somewhere else. But the bottom line is, we are in some crazy times. We're in some dire times. We've seen more people die in 1 year. I think I've seen more people die last year than I've seen in my whole lifetime. And a lot of other people too. We've lost a lot of loved ones. A lot of people who thought their foundation was stable realized that their foundation wasn't even girded in the ground. There are a lot of people that are reevaluating a lot of things right now. And a lot of us, you got to rely on your faith. You got to rely on your strengths. You got to stand strong. It's not the first time we've gone through an epidemic. It's not the first time we've gone through a depression. It's not the first time we've gone through what seems like a civil war. We've survived all these things. But I think because it's hitting home in certain homes that didn't expect it to fall into their home, which is why it's so crazy right now.
Yes, I think it was very unexpected. And I think, when I look back at the movie The Matrix, how we just all lived and just kept pushing everything under the rug, it came full circle, and now we have to deal with it. And it's everyone has to be held accountable.
And accountability is a heavy thing because so many people take it the wrong way. Accountability simply means that you acknowledge what you have or haven't done. You acknowledge what you do need to do. And you have to just map out a game plan and push to get it. So accountability, just like a lot of people think that, You know, if you made a mistake in life, or what I call a bad choice. I don't like using the word mistake, because if you learn from a mistake, it's not a mistake, it's a life lesson.
True.
So what I like to say is, you know, a lot of people really need to understand the concept is, you know, if we look down through history, there's not really any good achievement that was achieved without some form of struggle. If you look all through the Bible, there's not one story in there where the whole situation was easy riding. Everything went through, there's always some type of struggle. And I say that to say that in the struggle is where your strength comes from. Because it teaches you how to survive. It teaches you to be smart. It teaches you to open your eyes wider. It teaches you not to believe in certain things just because. Just because, that whole term right there, those two words, just because. Just because somebody has a position. Just because somebody says it on TV. Just because somebody has a stature or something. I've had doctors tell me so many things and I'm still here. Not even going to get into that one, but I've had people with stature and position say to you something derogatory or negative, and you have one or two choices. You can let it take you down, or you can say, I want a second opinion. So the thing of it is, we have to sometimes, like we've been saying all night, we have to educate ourselves. We have to wake up. We have to pay more attention, and we got to stop making quick, rash decisions. Just because the multitude jumps does not mean we have to jump.
Say that again. I like that. Just because
the multitude jumps does not mean that we have to jump.
You have to jump.
And that's what a lot of people have to understand. There is power in being an individual. There's weakness in being just a weak follower. There's nowhere in the world that you should allow somebody else's thoughts, mentality, or words direct your whole life. Otherwise, they're in control of your life. And to be quite honest, there's too many people out here right now that are being controlled by people that aren't even thinking about them. And if people don't understand what I mean by that, look at the guy that's about to leave the White House as the biggest example. Here's a man that controls the multitudes but is not thinking about the multitude. He's the prime example of what I'm talking about that unfortunate misdirection of control. And so individuals, meaning people, meaning each one of us individually, we need to take back our individuality, think for ourselves, regain our power, meaning our inner power, our inner strength, find out what it is we want to do, map that game plan out in 2021. You know, yeah, we're all going through it. It's not just one. Right. It's not a race thing. It's not a gender thing. Not a race thing. It's not a lifestyle thing. COVID doesn't care what you are. COVID just says, I want you. Affected. And everybody's being affected because of this. This is why I always say this is when America is supposed to step up. This is when politicians are supposed to step up. Like I've always said, it's like that insurance policy that you have. You pay on this insurance policy and half the time you don't need it. But when you do need it, you expect it to be enforced and put in place. Yes. That's why you feed and pay into it. That's why we pay taxes. That's why we live the American dream. Freedom of speech, you know, the pursuit of life and happiness. But now when we're in these times, this is when we need our politicians to wake up, step up, man up, and just be up and just do the right thing. And then as individuals, we need to also, as shown now, we got to learn to exercise our right. We put these people in place. Your vote matters. So don't sit home. Your vote matters. These people have been in office for centuries and haven't done anything. Time to go.
Yeah, it's definitely time for new blood to come in.
New blood, new energy, new agenda. Well, and even if that new energy is in the older body, so what? We need new ideas. We need new plans. We need to enforce it. We need to look and say, hey, look, if this ain't been working, you know, the old saying says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, it's really broke, so we need to fix it.
Well, DJProphett, will you please take us into a Black History Thought?
You want me to take you into the Black History Thought?
Yeah.
Oh,
we're a team.
So you want me to introduce you is what you're saying?
No, play the theme music for the Black History Thought.
There has never been a theme song for Black History.
They don't know that. Now they do.
You gonna stop trying to catch me off guard. I
and now
sing
it's time.
like a canary.
And now it's time for our Black History Thought. Black History facts you may or may not know. Ida B. Wells, the oldest of 8 children, was born in Holly Springs, Mississippi. Her parents, who were very active in the Republican Party during the Reconstruction, died in a yellow fever epidemic in the late 1870s. Wells attended Russ College and then became a teacher in Memphis, Tennessee. Shortly after she arrived, Wells was involved in an altercation. Now, check this out. With a white conductor while riding the railroad. So basically, she had like a first class ticket, and he was like, he just Jim Crow'd her. He says, no, you have to sit over in the Jim Crow section. And she was like, I'm not having it. I paid for my first class ticket, and I should be able to ride where I want to ride. So when he tried to get her to go to her seat, she refused. And when he tried to remove her, she bit him.
Wait a minute, say that again. She did what?
Yes, she bit him. Okay, so she was definitely kicked off the train because of that. But she sued. Now, she did win her case in lower court, but the decision was later reversed in appeals court. Go figure. But Ida B. Wells, you know, she had a lot of pull in the whole Jim Crow situation because she had friends that were assaulted. They were put away in the jail, and then a group of men came, took them out of the jail, and hung them. So that became her fight, and she was very passionate about it. So definitely look up Edna B. Wells. We have to keep educating ourselves about our history. And this has been another Black History Thought. Well, it's time now for our closing thoughts, and then DJ Prophet's going to take it out on the music break. So, I want everyone to look deep within yourself and realize that you have everything that you need to make it through this coming year. You all are enough. This pandemic has affected all of us, regardless of race, creed, color, or sex. It's affected all of us very deeply. I want you all to continue to be the change that you want to see in this world. That's the only way we're going to all make it. Stay strong. If you have to meditate, pray, take time for yourself, focus on yourself, so when all this chaos is over, you can continue to move forward in the dreams and aspirations that you have and the things that you want to do. Because this is going to be going on for a while. So try not to watch the news, but so much. Try to tune it out, find a quiet place, and just reflect on the things and the positivity and the love from your family and your friends. I want to thank you for always tuning in and supporting us here on the Dawn Experience Radio Show. Shout out to the Twitch family, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, Mixcloud. I'll see you guys very soon. So DJ Prophet's about to take us out. So I just want you all to remember, same time, 2 weeks from now, same place, bring a friend so that we all can enjoy the experience. Once you experience it, you will never be the same. Cheers. Shoulder roll. Go DJ Prophet.
When it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness has got you going crazy, it's time to get out. Step out into the street where all of the action is right there at your feet. Well, I know a place where we can dance all night away underneath electric stars. Just come with me and we can shake your blues right away. You'll be doing fine when the music starts. Oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night. Listen how to care. Just be aware that you'll have to share. I want your love, I want it tonight. I'm taking your heart, so don't you fight. I'll be your answer, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy, your favorite dish. From the back to the middle and around again, I'm gonna be there till the end. 100% pure love. From the back to the middle and around again, I'm gonna be there till the end. 100% pure love. You saw a brand new high, thought that you could fly. Did I hear you cry, or did you like the ride? You call my name again, no it's not a sin. I'll show you how to win, and where I've been. I want your love, I want it tonight. I'm taking your heart, so don't you fight. I'll be your answer, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy, your favorite dish. From the back to the middle and around again, I'm gonna be there till the end. 100% pure love. From the back to the middle and around again, I'm gonna be there till the end. 100% pure love. It's midnight, don't close your eyes. You're so half alive, and I'll be by your side. I've come to take you there, show you how to care. Just be aware that you'll have to share. I want your love, I want it tonight. I'm taking your heart, so don't you fight. I'll be your answer, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy, your favorite dish. From the back to the middle and around the